All right, today we're going to crack a code. And I'm not talking about just any code. We're talking about the secret language that's behind every single idea that takes off, every speech that moves you, and every connection that really truly lasts. We are talking about the code of communication itself. You ever wonder about this? I mean, think about it. You can have a brilliant idea, a fantastic product, a message straight from the heart, and it just fizzles out. It falls flat. And then at the same time, something way simpler just catches fire and is suddenly everywhere. The difference, you guys, isn't always the idea. It's all about how it's delivered. And that is the big secret we're unpacking today. It really all comes down to one thing: understanding that different people perceive the world through different sensory channels. If you want your message to actually land, you've got to speak their language. So let's think of it as a code. Once you understand the basic structure of how people are taking in information, you can start to tailor your message so it can be heard, seen, and felt by pretty much anyone. And it turns out this whole code is built on three super fundamental channels. Yep, just three. That's it. Three main ways people process everything around them: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. In other words, sight, hearing, and feeling. So let's break each one down. Okay, first up, we've got the visual channel. These are the people who think in pictures. If they can't visualize what you're talking about, it's like it's not even real to them yet. They need to see the big picture, they want the blueprint, they need the evidence right there in front of their eyes. So how do you reach them? Well, the tools are actually pretty straightforward. Think about it. Using a presentation with really clear graphics, physically writing down your key points on a whiteboard, even just holding strong eye contact. All of these things help a visual person literally see what you're getting at. It really just boils down to this simple idea. For a visual person, seeing isn't just believing, it's how they understand. If you can show them your vision, you've pretty much won them over. All right, next up is the auditory channel. Now, for these people, it's all about listening. I mean, sure, the words you choose are important, but how you say them, your tone, your rhythm, the pace of your voice, that can matter even more. So to connect with an auditory person, you have to kind of orchestrate your speech. Emphasize key words so they really ring out. Slow down when you get to the important stuff, speed up to build a little excitement. Having a clear, logical order helps them follow the story you're telling. Heck, even using a thought-provoking paradox can make them stop and really, truly listen to what you're saying. And this phrase just perfectly captures the auditory mindset. It's not about the individual words, the notes on the page. It's about the melody those words create together. They're listening for the harmony in your message. And finally, we get to the kinesthetic channel. This one is all about feeling, emotion, and direct, hands-on experience. These are the people who are moved by what they can touch, what they can try, and what they can connect with on a gut level. To reach a kinesthetic person, you've got to make your message tangible. Don't just tell them about it, let them experience it. Use hands-on exercises or really powerful real-world stories they can actually relate to. Connect your idea to a feeling, a memory, an emotion. You want them to get a solid grasp of your point. For them, truth isn't some image or a sound. It's a gut instinct. It's that feeling of rightness. If your message resonates with what they're feeling inside, it becomes their truth. Okay, so we've identified the three channels and we've looked at their tools. That's the foundation. But the real magic, the really cool part, happens when you start combining them to build bridges between people. But look, just knowing these styles exist isn't enough, right? The real goal here is to use them strategically. So now let's look at two master techniques for doing exactly that. And they are called translation and overlapping. Just think of translation as being about precision, adapting your message for one specific person. And think of overlapping as being about reach, designing your message to connect with lots of different people all at once. Let's break that down. Translation is your go-to technique for one-on-one communication. So if you know you're talking to a highly visual person, you don't just talk at them, you grab a pen and start sketching. You're literally translating your own auditory thoughts into their visual language. It's so direct, and it's an incredibly effective way to build rapport fast. Overlapping, on the other hand, that's for when you're speaking to a group. Think about a really great TED Talk. The speaker has stunning visuals on the screen. That's for the visuals. They tell compelling stories with a dynamic, engaging voice. That's for the auditories. And they talk about a human experience that gives you goosebumps. That's for the kinesthetics. That is overlapping in action, layering all the sensory channels so there's something for everyone in the room. Ultimately, it all comes back to this one single, powerful idea. You have to stop focusing so much on what you want to say and start focusing on how your audience needs to receive it. Match your message to their map of the world. So, there you have it. The code is in your hands now. You've got the tools, you've got the techniques. The only real question left is, what are you going to do with it? Think of one person, maybe one conversation you really need to have. How can you translate your message to finally make that connection stick?